you're their teacher, that you can use these digital marketing skills to leverage one-to-many communication, but it makes it so that while you're talking to clients, you might have, and there are reasons and ways to do client-specific education, but there's also the people who are on your mailing list who are presumably prospects of some sort. They're listening to you, and what you put out on the web and on that top part of that graphic, what you're providing to the public, or this entire product, that is all feeding into the benefit that you're creating by having a highly sculpted digital presence. And that it doesn't matter where people are in their process, that you're supporting them, that you're giving them what it is that they need. And it doesn't matter if they're a part of the public or if they're a part of they're your best, richest client, that you're still making a difference in their lives and that they want to learn from you. And, maybe it's just, the messages that you're putting out there on the internet, but it might also just be as simple as something like market updates and other resources. That, this might be something that helps a client just kind of have a pulse on the work that they're doing with you. And at the same time, it can also help the public by letting you see what you think is important and what it is that you want to make sure that they understand. Process with you. So the next group I want to talk to you about is your prospects. Your prospects are the people who have visited your website, are fans of your Facebook page, or following you on Twitter, are enjoying what it is, the thought leadership that you're putting out there and what it is that you're sharing. What issues that you're raising attention to because, that's what they're caring about as well. And that's why they're following you, and that's why they're listening to you, that the value that you're putting out there is the value that they want to hear. And the thing is that another planner's also doing this digital marketing stuff, but they're doing it in their way. And so it makes it so that the folks who want your help and are attracted to your message come to you, and the folks that are attracted to their message go to that other advisor. It's not really even being in a situation of competition. It's about finding the right advisor for the right prospect, and that also that prospect needs to be a profitable client for the advisor as well. That you can't just put stuff out there and hope. I wish that we could actually help the middle market and the lower market, but who is a profitable client for you is different for every single firm. And there are firms that work with the middle market or have different fee schedules, or really only work with ultra high net worth. There are 350 million people in this country, and 7+ billion in this world. We pretty much, for the most part, we all have bills to pay. We all have rent to pay. We all are looking forward to eating our next meal. And to do that, we need money. And, you are the educator to help them understand why money is so important to them. And that as folks, whether they're a part of the public or one of your prospects, that when you're looking for the right client, that they're going to experience that pain moment, and it might be something that you put on a blog post. It might be something that's happening in their personal lives. But by using this funnel approach, it allows people to build that knowing, liking, and trusting process, and have a no pressure situation. If all you're doing is just sending people to, hey, here's my phone number, call me. Oh, I have a little chat box in the corner of my website. Isn't that handy and all sorts of high tech? Not really. Depends on how you've programmed it. But the other thing that you're doing is that you're actually not providing the part of the process for that prospect to evaluate, to decide to get no one like you. That for them to pick up the phone or to reach out for direct contact, that means that they're in the middle of that pain point and they're wanting the help. And it doesn't really, I want to talk about the value that your digital presence is providing to clients, and in your website specifically, that while you're putting stuff out on the web about blog posts and thought leadership, providing client vaults and reporting tools, those things help your clients in that one-to-many fashion. And rather than needing to have even an assistant send out an email to everybody, there can be a way to actually put that message in. Well, maybe use newsletter marketing, maybe use a social network, but you're certainly not making quarterly reports and mailing them by mail to folks anymore. I'm sure some of you are, but there isn't a resource it consumes a lot of resources, and making so that you always have these tools just 100% up to date and available to folks makes it so that you don't need to spend those labor hours, and that you don't need to you know, use those resources, print out that much paper and use those many trees, and, deal with our postal system. Those are all resources that could just be provided up to date. Also, there's client specific updates that when I work with my clients, that the three pools you've seen so far in this presentation are actually who I tend to cluster the conversation around. That I want to talk to the people who have never heard of you and let them know about your style and pull them to you. I want to work with the people who have decided to take that step and are getting to know, like, and trust you, and give them the information that they want. And then also, when it comes to the clients, that you have the ability to really laser target what it is that you're telling them. And maybe you're telling something to all of your clients, and maybe you're also telling something to specific segments of your clients, where maybe it's folks, there's 529 rules that have gone through your specific state, or the 529 plan you specifically recommend. And so you want to go and send something just to the people who use that 529 plan. The best way to do that is using these digital marketing tools. And, maybe that's already built into your CRM. There's a lot of different ways that this can happen. The point that I want to teach you right now is how you can use these strategies to just leverage your time and leverage and multiply the effectiveness of your action. And the thing that is consistent across all of these different groups and all these steps is you need to be clear. And the more clear that you can be and do what we call as direct response marketing, which is actually having the message that your prospect or the public receives to really be speaking exactly to them at the specific point that they are in the process, and make it so that, okay, someone's seeing your social media post, and it's about your most recent blog post or podcast, and when someone clicks on that, they are seeking the answers that you talked about in the title of that podcast, or in the title of that blog post, or just, even in the actual post itself that you have on social media. But, by doing that, you're telling them that you're the advisor for them, and that you have a piece of information for them that's going to be one piece of that bigger puzzle, and that you're there, and that you're providing it. And by providing that value, then the thing is that they're just going to be looking for the next step in the puzzle. And you already provided the first step, and so they're going to keep on looking to you to be that trusted authority and to be that trusted advisor. And so that's one of the big reasons why we need to sculpt our digital presence. We need to sculpt our digital brand. That by looking at this map right here and seeing each one of the steps that are going on, how this is a big spiral of activity that folks might find you from some guest blog post or social media site. But, we want to drive them to the hub of your digital presence, which is your website. And we want to get them there, and we want to make a way to actually continue the conversation. And there's a number of ways that we can do that through digital marketing tools, but I'm not going to go too deeply into that at the moment. The part that I really want you to sink into is that we take people from that top circle and we help get them to your website. And then when they're on your website, that you are providing value to them. That's why they got there. And if all you have is your phone number, well, you know what? They actually don't. They have several steps to jump over for them to actually pick up the phone. And if they are at that stage of evaluation, they'll do it. But before that stage of evaluation, it's good to have a plan, and it's good to have a path in place so that folks will actually do that. And the main question that you need to have in your head as you're going through and deliberating on this path is, what questions and objections are they going to have while they're going through this spiral and through this funnel on their way to you? What is it that is going to provide so much value that not only do they want to promote you to your friends, but they're actually an advocate, and that they're a referral source who goes out and says, you need a financial planner, and I have the best woman to work with ever. And here she is, like, please, would you call her? I'm worried about you. That's an advocate. Promoter's a little bit different. A promoter is somebody who says, when someone asks them, who is it that you need help? Like, I need financial planning help. I know you have somebody. What's the deal? A promoter will answer that question. They'll tell that prospect, that person, the benefit that they've received from you and your services. But we want both of these people. That when you have a happy client, they're going to answer that question, who is your financial planner? Who do you work with? And they're going to tell them about you, and they're going to tell you about the great ways that you have improved their lives. And when you convert advocates, when you've made that extreme impact and benefit in someone's lives where, they saved 5 times as much money as they paid you, that's going to help build additional business. And that these folks are actually going through and doing this process that you're seeing on the screen without you there, that this is actually an extension of that automation stuff. And one thing to remember, when your most perfect client tells another perfect client about you, the first thing that referral is going to do is they're going to Google you, they're going to look you up on LinkedIn, they're going to check out your website, and they're going to drop into the process that you see on the screen right now. And so for all of those reasons, I have a big question to ask you. And that is, you are a planner. Do you have a digital marketing plan? If you'd like to get this map, by the way, please text the words digital presence to 415-528-7403. I've got this on a few slides, and feel free to send a message there, and it'll get the map into your inbox and let you know a little bit more about my company as well.